intro.
It's time for Rat Salad Review!
Why am I not in the intro?
You'll never be in that intro.
I want to be in the intro.
Never.
He should be.
He should be. You know what?
I am Rat Salad Review.
Whoa. Let's not get carried away.
Okay, I'm the rat. I'm a third.
With all the free time you have, Greg, you could actually make that intro.
Maybe. I
What
don't know.
free time? Greg's a busy man.
Yeah, okay. He's a
Yes,
jaguar. Jaguars don't do anything.
How esoteric of you.
Welcome to Red Salad Review. Hi, everybody.
Howdy.
How's everybody doing?
Good
In this
evening.
very hot. Well, actually, Greg, I don't know how it is over by you, but with me and Lou, we're dying over here. We're melting.
Not me. I
That's
got
been
AC
pretty
on.
warm and humid.
Yeah, it's nasty. I have AC on upstairs, but in my dungeon here, it's hot as shit.
Is it hotter than hell?
Yes, it's very. Yes, it's hotter.
Well, I mean, look at the mirage forming on the top of his head. It's clearly as hot as the desert in there.
All right, we'll see you guys next week with at least one new host, and have a good night. Bye.
Quick, Gunga Din, bring
problem.
fresh water.
I don't have any agua.
I wasn't calling you Gunga Din.
Anything new since last we've done a show? I mean, Greg, we haven't seen you in like 2 weeks.
No, not really. Not
Nothing at
much
all?
going on.
Any new albums or anything that you've bought lately? Or
Yes, there is, but I did not bring them out here.
it's all right, you could tell us.
Well, I got better copies of those Merciful Fate fan club releases from the 80s, Curse of the Pharaohs and Live from the Depths of Hell. That was pretty cool. Agent Steel, Unstoppable Force. Got another Bonded by Blood. That's in better shape. And, Sodom, Persecution Mania, finally. That one was a pain in the ass to find.
Really?
And like 3 or 4 Overkill and about 5 Suicidal Tendencies, but I can't remember which ones they are now. So
Jeez, man.
I should have brought the stack out here. with
a
me.
lot of good stuff there.
I'm telling you, man, fucking clean up on eBay. A lot of people spell shit wrong.
I know. Yes.
So you do similar searches. Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten lucky on those.
Oh,
what-
and Alice Cooper, Raise Your Fist and Yell.
oh,
I
yeah,
got
you
that yesterday.
just reminded me. Remember that live Alice Cooper thing that I had from a few weeks ago? I forgot I didn't go to that store yet, but I'll have to remember.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. We never did talk about the Special Forces Live one from Record Store Day like a year ago. We kind of forgot about that. But anyway, Lou, how about you?
Sorry, I had to unmute. Well, I let's see. Last week I showed some of my new releases that I picked up. Hope's Fall, No Wings to Speak of, that came out in 2001. Got the newest album from Prophet and the Cowboys of Apocalypse, which is pretty cool. Danzig, E Luciferi, and what else went? Oh yeah, a bootleg copy of Halloween's Live in the UK from Latin America. How do I know it's a bootleg? There's no barcode or a record label on the back, but it was under $10. I found it on eBay. Sue me. This week I actually have coming in a copy of Holy Mother's Toxic Rain, which was like their most popular album in Germany. And I looked everywhere for it. It's out of print, but I was able to find a copy of it. So that should hopefully be coming in this weekend. Other than that, really haven't had a chance to really buy anything. I have my wonderful sister-in-law Cassandra's wedding on Friday. She's marrying the love of her life, Cassandra. My wife is the matron of honor, and my daughter is the flower girl. So, all money's going to that, but it's all good. So
Congratulations. Sounds cool.
thank
Lovely.
you.
But there's nothing more important than buying new albums.
I agree.
Sorry.
I second, but
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, God forbid anything ever seriously ever happened. I mean, I probably would unfortunately have to sell my collection. I always think about that.
you probably would How many CDs at least would you say you have in your collection? I would say about 5,000.
No, total of everything between CDs and records, it's like 4,000. It's yeah, it's not that much. It looks more
Okay.
than it is.
So I was wrong about the quantity of one, but I wasn't
Yeah.
too far. Okay, cool. All right. So let's see, 4,000. Think maybe $1 a CD or $1 that's at least 4 G's in your pocket.
Yeah, it's a good chunk of money.
That's more than I would get from my guitars. So
Apparently on Discogs it says 29,000 at the lowest and 86,000 at the highest. So
Wow, I have like half of what you have, and it's worth
And you-
like
yeah.
twice as much
Well, you
just
have-
because of the ridiculous rare shit.
yeah, I don't have that much rare. I mean, well, all
Well-
your shit comes from Japan, so I don't have much.
Well,
from
dude,
Japan.
some of those new wave of British heavy metal, like them singles, I have them like because I know people that live over there, and I got deals on them like super nice with the original picture sleeves. Some of them go for like $400 or $500 a piece now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and you listen to a lot more obscure type bands than I do too. So
yeah, I would never have heard of Gaskin if it wasn't for you. So
right, yeah.
True.
a lot of bands I never really heard of. Actually, I got 2 new things today. Came in. The
ooh,
mail
what'd you
today.
get?
Saint Madness.
Oh, cool.
Ah, Prophet.
Yep, these are older albums. Geez, what the hell does that say? Canonizing Carnage. And Satanic.
Saint-Tanic. That's
Saint
cool.
Tanic.
Cool.
I think he has some new merch available now.
Yeah, he does actually, and I got it. A new T-shirt.
Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool shirt, and on the back, "Metal to the Death and Beyond."
Huh, cool.
Very
Is
cool
that
shirt.
available on the Bandcamp site or directly through
I
Prophet
think-
himself?
I think directly through Prophet. I didn't see it on their Bandcamp. So if you want that, just go to Saint Madness on their Facebook and then just ask them for the T-shirt. And I know they're doing some
Cool.
shows very soon too. Actually, maybe this week, and they will have them there. But yeah, definitely ask them. Very nice shirt. I like it a lot. So, and I already had like 2 other Saint Madness albums, so I said I have these. Just give me 2 other ones besides these 2, whatever you want to pick. And he just gave me those. So, I
And he
was
self-releases
excited.
them, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
I'm excited to listen to those. They look very fun and good. I mean, I've heard most of their stuff through Spotify and iTunes and that stuff anyway. But to actually have the
Yeah,
actual
so,
CDs, is cool to have that. But anybody got any news to talk about first? I have a few things.
Well, apparently
Well, I can't think.
Sebastian Bach was on the news recently saying that he caught COVID, but he caught the
Oh,
vaccine, and he's now trying to push another one of the celebrities that are trying to push people to get vaccinated. So
Yeah, that seems to be the new thing.
Yeah,
Everybody's
good for
saying it.
him. Hate that guy.
I actually just got off the phone with somebody who was kind of part of Rat Salad Review. I don't know if I should reveal his name or not. I guess it doesn't matter. Ralph Vieira. And he was just at Rockin' Pod, and he was
Mhm.
hanging around with somebody who just found out he had COVID. So Ralph
he
got,
has COVID.
no, I don't know. I don't think he does, but he was hanging around with somebody who did.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
But
yeah. I
Ralph
hope
got the
he doesn't
vaccine,
have it.
so Ralph, he's not really too worried about it. Everybody,
Yeah,
he's got
if-
the vaccine. Everybody he knows has the vaccine as well. And I think actually the other guy had the vaccine too. So even if he got it, he should be all right anyway.
If he catches it, it shouldn't be as symptomatic as
Right.
like as he is. If, regardless of whatever, let's hope that his friend's okay.
Yeah. So that's
Yep.
that's that. And also too, just quick, I want to thank Ralph Vieira for helping us out promoting Josephina, our friend. I didn't want to say his name, but
He doesn't care. I talked to
doesn't
him about it.
care.
He was grateful.
Eric Adams from Beyond Bushido. His mother needs a lot of help with, nursing aid and all this other stuff because she's got a lot of medical issues. So Ralph Vieira put up a little video on his YouTube channel. He's going to help us out and promote that a lot. And whatever you donate, he'll, do shows if you want him to talk about certain albums you want, whatever. I mean, we do the same thing. I have all that stuff listed on there, but Ralph's got a bigger fan base than we do. So it's very cool for him to help us out like that. And yeah, I can't thank him enough. Ralph is really
Yeah,
awesome.
thanks,
guy,
Ralph.
so.
That's awesome.
Ralph has every reason in the world to be an obnoxious twit, but I swear to God, he is the nicest guy. Like, as long as you're good to him, he's the kind of guy that would give you the shirt off his back. Ralph is awesome. I fucking love that guy. So
Yeah, we
Me
totally
too.
appreciate Ralph.
Great guy.
Oh, and the great Harry Barnett has now joined us on YouTube.
oh, yup, Chuck.
What's up, great Harry Barnett? And yes, Eric Adams is good people.
Yes.
So, oh, hold on. You know what it is? I'm looking at the YouTube screen and I'm
Mhm.
getting it confused with the Zoom screen, and it's like off for like 5 seconds. I saw Lou go like this, and I'm like, what's going on?
Me and my 6 head.
Yeah. Harry, we got to get you back on the show. So if you want to come on, I mean, every week that he shows up here on YouTube, I tell him this. Let me know, and I will let you into the little chat here, because it's been a long time since we've all talked. Although I know you're on, you've retired from doing podcasting
For now.
for about maybe another week. So it's up to you.
I mean, it's like almost 2 a.m. in the UK right now. So he's still up.
He's still up. I don't think he sleeps. He's the great Harry Barnett. The great Harry Barnett never sleeps.
So he doesn't even like podcasts. He doesn't even like sleep. He doesn't
No.
even like anything.
He does like the 3D print though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does
Good.
like that a lot. But other news, Guar documentary. This sounds really cool.
They were
Ooh.
supposed to have done this for a long time ago. There was supposed to be a Let There Be Guar documentary released
Oh,
like
really?
10 years ago, and then it was never released. It was just clips of it on YouTube. So I'm super
Yeah.
excited about this.
Yeah, can't wait. It's called This Is Guar, the powerful story of the most iconic heavy metal art collective monster band in the universe, as told by the humans who have fought to keep it alive for over 30 years. Will premiere at this year's Fantastic Fest in Austin, Texas. And the documentary contains interviews with the Guar band members, both past and present, as well as other artists, including Weird Al Yankovic, Thomas Lennon, Alex Winter, Bam Margera, I can never pronounce his last name, but you know who I'm talking about. Ethan Embry, including never before seen footage of legendary Guar frontman David Brockie, who I miss still to this day.
Me too.
Yep. And Bob Gorman will be the author. Bob Gorman, the author of Let There Be Guar, the longtime artist and performer for Guar, had this to say about the film. The story that emerges shows the trials and tribulations of Guar. The founders of this band deserve credit, and their perspective is in there. But it also follows the story of those who lived with the band and sought to keep it alive these many years. So I can't really wait to see it,
Killer.
because I'm a huge Guar fan. So
And if anyone knows who Bob Gorman is, that's the human slave of Bone Snapper.
right. And actually, they just did what was it? The anniversary of
Scum
Dogs
Dogs.
of the Universe.
Yep.
And Techno Destructo came back, which was pretty
Yeah.
because they had like a big falling out, back in the day. So that was cool to have them all back together. So
Yeah. I think it was all over ownership of the property of Guar, but I don't want to spread any rumors.
yeah, because technically he was almost really the original owner of Guar, right?
Yeah, because he's the one who created the idea of Scum Dogs as a universe as like a cheesy, like, hokey sci-fi horror film. And then, Dave was doing Death Piggy at the time. So he said, well, what if we had like the most obnoxious band in the world open up for Death Piggy, but it's us, and we just come up as in costumes and we call ourselves Guar. And that ended up becoming more popular than Death Piggy.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's I hope everybody seems to be getting along now, which is great. So not everybody
Oh.
can do that.
You know what they
Good.
say, time wounds all heals.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Look what it did for Halloween, right? I don't want to bring that up again because then we'll be talking about that for hours.
Wait, what?
Halloween.
We've talked about Halloween enough lately.
Halloween, getting all back together, same situation.
Different circumstances, but
Oh,
yeah,
I mean, it's less people too. So
less people in
True.
Halloween or Guar.
KK Downing says he should have played more guitar solos in Judas Priest, and he should have put his foot down. I don't know.
Greg, I'll let you go first on this.
I don't know about all that. I'd have to hear the other side of it because I don't know. He ends up coming off like a bitter old man a lot. all pissed off about stuff makes you wonder if it's even fucking true or if he's just complaining to keep himself relevant. I mean, he was a good guitar player, but throughout the history of Judas Priest, as far as putting his foot down, I mean, they did twin leads. It was just Glenn's flashier.
Right. Yeah, I kind of don't get it either. I think it's more like he just needs to keep himself in the spotlight, especially because he's got the new album coming out too. So he's got to say anything just to keep himself out there.
Yeah, like kind of tell people, yeah, Les Binks is gonna play drums on it. Then he ended up
Right,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, all respect in the world for KK Downing. I mean, great talent, great songwriter, great guitar player. But I'm starting to put him into the same category as Sammy Hagar at this rate, because it's like all he talks about is his former band. It's like,
Right.
dude, move the fuck on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get it. He spent most of his life playing in Priest, but still, you know, he quit and then everything was cool for a couple years. And now he's bitching about something every couple months. It's like, dude.
Yeah, but take a guy like Ripper, though. Ripper's been shafted by Priest. Ripper's been shafted by Iced Earth. Ripper's been shafted by Yngwie Malmsteen. And you know what? He always he's always a better man. He always, you know, turns the other cheek, just moves forward and just keeps releasing stuff, you know? Like, I think if more people, you know, took after his example, they'd be better off and we'd be better off, because we would have to hear about this on Blabbermouth Net all the time.
True.
Well, when's that new album going to be coming out? Because then we'll know how much longer we have to hear about it.
I'm afraid to buy his book for the fear that that's all I'm going to read about in there.
Probably.
I mean, Halford won't even talk about him, and Halford's like open to talk about anything. He won't even talk about KK anymore.
It's a shame.
No, the last time I saw an article where he actually answered it, where he was brought up, he was just kind of like, he quit. That's it.
I'm just trying to see what else he said. Nothing really. But yeah, I don't know. I ordered the new album, so it sounds pretty cool, the stuff that I've heard so far.
I still think it sounds good. I mean, I hate the name of the band. I think he's riding them coattails a little too hard. I think you'd be able to get by on just his name as a former guitar player for Judas Priest, because he's one of the two everybody knows.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's kind of something we were going to talk about later, like bands that you know.
Well, I was trying to lead into it there, but
well, that was going to be its own section.
And now more news.
And now back to the news. Former Iced Earth singer Stu Block says John Schaefer fucked up real bad. When he got involved in the violent protests in the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, that left several dead, including a Capitol police officer. 4 months ago, the Iced Earth leader pleaded guilty for his role in the Capitol riot. Blah blah blah. We all know about that. Shit, man, I got lost here. Whatever. He just, you know, obviously does not approve of what, you know, John did, and he finally gets to talk about it. But here he goes. At the end of the day, I don't hate him. I'm not writhing with hate for him. I feel sad. I feel bad that everything went down the way it did, and maybe one day we'll talk. I don't know. I'm not too sure, but I think he knows that I still have a place in my heart for him, because I've seen that man do a lot of amazing, wonderful things for people. But I just want to move on, and that's what it is. And yeah, it's a shame. I mean, that band will never be around ever again. But Stu Bach is back into eternity, so that's all that matters to me. At least we have that back.
We haven't heard of anything of the other ex-members. Like Brent Smedley, I think, is a great drummer. You know, he'd be great in anyone's band, but no one's picked up on him yet.
Yeah, maybe be Brent Smedley's Iced Earth.
So it'd be Smedley's Earth.
Smedley's Earth. Hey, that kind of, it's not too bad actually.
Or Brett's
sounds
Ice.
like a children's book.
Yeah, it does.
Smedley went to school one day, then looked outside and saw that his world was destroyed. It was violated.
Megadeth recruits bassist James Lomenzo. So James Lomenzo is now back in Megadeth.
What a shock.
Yeah, right. But I don't know. Is he actually the one who recorded the bass on the album? Because it just says he's doing the tour.
Supposedly it's Steve DiGiorgio, but they're not saying anything.
I still haven't announced that yet.
No.
Interesting. But I figured somebody that was already in the band was going to come back. How much longer do you think Megadeth really has left?
It's always been the Dave Mustaine band, so as long as Dave wants.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave's looking rough, really rough lately,
Sounding rough.
and sounding rough.
Not playing rough, but definitely vocal wise sounding rough.
No, I don't think it's got much more to go. I don't know. All right. I think that's it with the news. Nothing really else going on. But another thing we really wanted to talk about, and you brought this up a long time ago, Greg, and we just kind of kept putting it to the side. But people who are insisting Testament should have been part of the Big Four instead of Anthrax.
Yeah, I just don't get it. How do you replace a leader with a true follower? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, it was just based on sales. No, shut the fuck up. It isn't just about that. They were the first 4 really big thrash bands, and they created the genre and did different things, introduced stuff into it. Granted, Testament did switch it up eventually, but at first they were just a kind of a second tier Bay Area band. I mean, they're not bad, but I certainly wouldn't call them game changers is the thing. And that's how I see the Big Four. I just don't understand.
Yeah.
Exodus, I could see.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's more too that those 4 bands grew up or, started together. Testament wasn't really mixed in with Metallica and all those bands,
No, that's what it followed it. That's
Right.
what I mean.
Yeah.
If you think about it, when Mustaine was in Metallica, when they made the move to Jamaica Queens, Anthrax was the band that kind of looked out for them.
Right.
So if you think about it,
True.
Anthrax is responsible for helping Metallica and even by proxy Megadeth, get to their level of prominence. And although I personally, musically, I prefer Testament to Anthrax because of Alex Skolnick, I would never take anything away from Anthrax's importance in the shape of what thrash metal became. If it wasn't for them, helping out Metallica with Dave Mustaine in the early days, who knows what could have happened. So yeah, I would say they were a huge part of it. They do deserve to be part of the Big Four. Now, what you could do is maybe do an offshoot of that, like the other Big Four, or maybe that's just kind of beating a dead horse. But there you could throw in Exodus and Testament and maybe 2 other bands.
Ralph Vieira just joined the chat and he says Testament is overrated as fuck.
Yes,
Did he really say that?
Ralph?
Yes,
Thank
he
you.
Well, schmack to you anyways, Ralph. I respect your opinion.
I don't know. I like Testament, but looking over, if you do go by the sales, Anthrax totally blew Testament away. Fairly.
Even if you take the sales out of it,
Even if you do, but just saying, going by the sales, Anthrax when they first started they were almost like Testament was a little bit more than Anthrax, not by much, but then as Anthrax went on, it got better and better. Let me see here, Persistence of Time charted at 24, and I think maybe Souls of Black was around the same time that it charted at 73.
Yeah,
and then the Ritual that charted at 55, and Sound of White Noise charted at 7. So a huge difference. And also Testament was never on Married with Children.
No, they weren't.
So there you go.
I was thinking about that episode.
Peggy's casserole and tripped balls.
The mystery meat.
Lou Mavs is greater than Testament. I will say that.
Schmack-a-magob. It's just a preference. I mean, I've always loved Alex's playing, whether he was playing with Testament or whether he was playing with Attention Deficit or the Alex Skolnick trio. I just love hearing him play, and live and just watching him play is great. But no, I mean, who would even make that ridiculous statement that Testament belongs in the Big Four over Anthrax? That's
Fucking
you have
kids,
to be objective.
and they drive me crazy. they call fucking record shopping vinyling. I want to fucking choke them all.
I
Vinyling?
never heard of
If
that one.
if there was ever a clear thing to give the go ahead to sterilize a whole generation, it's the term vinyling.
I never heard of that.
I agree with Greg.
I would have never even thought to call it vinyling.
Dude,
the
I don't know.
dumbest
I
name
see it in
ever.
a lot of these raffling groups, and I thought it was a fucking joke at first, but no, they're totally serious about it. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
And it shouldn't be
And-
called vinyl because it's not actually made from vinyl.
And then I watch these discussions they have about these obscure bands, which some of them, granted, I like a lot, but they should be held in a higher regard than going back to the big four and shit like that. It's like, look, you can hate Metallica, but you can't tell me that as much as I love violence, that violence was as important to thrash as Metallica.
No.
You know, and it goes back to the time period thing again. And it's funny because they jump instantly to the defense of, oh, well, you think they said, no, I don't. I never fucking said that. It's got nothing to do with that. It's about starting shit off and influencing it
Right.
and getting it running and being the innovators, the ones that got it going.
Yeah.
These baboons need to learn that you could be subjective in your preference, but you have to be objective about the facts. The facts are Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth. That was the original four
was the
thrash metal
start.
bands that spawned an offshoot. All due respect to Exodus above Testament, because
Yeah.
Gary Holt and Kirk Hammett were the two guitar players in that band. And, hey, they could have gotten anyone to replace Jeff. They took Gary from Exodus. So what does that tell you?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. I mean, yeah, I like all the big four bands, and I love Testament. I love Exodus too, but yeah, they just don't belong in the big four.
Yeah. I got nothing against Anthrax. I mean, I prefer the John Bush era to the
Mhm.
Joey era. I mean, The Sound of White Noise is my favorite Anthrax album, but no, you'd be ridiculous to think that they weren't important to the,
Yes.
That's stupid.
I mean, there was time, when John Bush was in the band, there was time. Yeah, Testament did chart a little bit better than Anthrax, but once Joey came back, then their popularity went right back up again. And even with the last time, I think that's their highest charted album with Anthrax.
Sound of White Noise?
No, the newest one.
What? Oh, sorry. You're talking about after when Joey
Dude,
rejoined.
just
My
because
mistake.
it's
Because
Sorry, I just love Sound of White
I-
Noise.
Yeah, can't get Sound of White Noise out of your head. I love that.
no, it was funny because he mentioned it like 3 times in a row, and it just seemed like, are you gonna acknowledge it now? Yes, we get it. You love Sound of White Noise.
I'm sorry.
I'm just messing with you.
I know.
Let's see who else is here. Oh, Devil Dozer is here. Anthrax is bigger for sure, and Kelly was hot from Married with Children. Yes, she was.
Yes.
Oh, and our positive thoughts are with Christina Applegate. From what I heard, she has multiple sclerosis now.
Really.
Oh,
my God.
Yeah.
God.
That girl cannot catch a
wow.
break.
We love you,
man.
Kelly.
Yes, we do.
She had breast cancer too, right? Like a couple years ago.
Yeah,
a couple
she
years
did.
She had a
ago.
double mastectomy too. Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, I believe she had to. Yeah.
But she's still
God,
troopers
that
forward.
sucks.
Devil
Yeah,
Dozer.
much
Anthrax.
love her way.
Yep. Anthrax themselves aren't too proud of State of Euphoria, but I've always loved that album. I like that album too. But you know who doesn't like that album? Ralph Vieira.
This is true.
I love that record,
He does not like that album.
but I know Ralph doesn't. But that's okay.
It's all right. Everybody likes what they like. That's
Yep.
all that matters. If you
It was
like
cool that you
fine,
had Neil
cool.
Turbin on the show though with Timo. Well, you had him on the Timo Tolkien
On the Team
podcast.
Talkie show, yeah. That's still
Yeah.
right sound of you. It doesn't matter. But yeah, he's very cool. I really liked him a lot, and I'm hoping to get him on our regular show. But very talkative guy, and I like to
Me too. I would like to talk to me.
I like to hear more about like his. I know he hates saying the word conspiracy theories, but I like the way he talks about that stuff because he's very into it and he knows his shit. So it's very interesting. Ralph says Fistful, Spreading, and Sound of White Noise are my 3 favorite Anthrax albums in that order. Those are really awesome albums. Spreading the Disease, I think, is my second favorite. And Sound of White Noise my first. But Fistful is really up there. It's fun. It's funny because I never liked Fistful when I first heard that, and then it grew on me. Over the years.
Really? I love that album.
When I first, because I started with Sound of White Noise, so they didn't sound like
wow.
the same band. You know, I'm like I didn't even think it was.
Yeah.
Because there are two
Well,
different
yeah,
Anthrax.
no,
There's another
that's-
Anthrax
yeah.
band, so I didn't know.
But I'd go Spreading, State of Euphoria, and then Fistful.
Yeah. What about you, Lou?
Well, I have to admit, the 3 albums that I listened to, I'm not gonna name the first one because you already know it.
Wait, which one?
But
Sound of White Noise?
I loved We Come For You All, and I loved Worship Music. So
Interesting.
I found something of value in those albums. So,
Very
No,
cool.
I like them a lot too. I just
but I will say this
It's
though,
just different.
yeah, but I will say this though, Volume 8 and Stomp 442, they actually have some of my favorite Anthrax songs on those albums. Like, I would love for them to play like Catharsis, and I think Bear is probably one of the best, like, I guess you could call it a ballad, but you know, I mean, I just thought it was so hauntingly gorgeous, you know. So
Oh yeah, that song was awesome. That's the one that Frank sings, right? Or was it on another
no,
album?
Frank sings a song on Volume 8. Bear is the last
Okay.
song on Stomp 442.
Oh yeah, okay. Yep, I remember now. All right. It's been a long time since I listened to those.
Mm.
But they're still
Yep.
good albums. I kinda miss
well,
John
I
Bush a
wouldn't
little
go
bit.
that far.
I liked them. I liked Stomp 42. I think 442. It's different. I mean, it was a shock when that first came out, and it sounded like almost like Pantera. So I kind of almost didn't really like it too much. But
Funny
it
enough,
grew on me.
Dimebag plays on a couple of those songs.
Yeah, yep, he does.
Yeah.
So,
And that is him on Inside Out of Volume 8, which is a killer. I think it's a killer song and a killer solo. So
yeah.
I haven't heard any of it in years.
Ralph said Bear is amazing. Amazing. It is. All right. So then the other thing that we were going to talk about is, and we kind of discussed it a little bit, like KK's Priest. Bands, band members leaving the band and then starting a band like KK, leaving Judas Priest and starting his band KK's Priest. Should bands or should former members from bands do that? Should they be allowed to use that former band's name in some form? Do you think that confuses fans? I mean, kind of KK's Priest isn't really going to confuse anybody, but if there's another band called Priest, there's probably a couple other bands called Priest, because the guys from a lot of the guys from Ghost, they started a band called Priest. So now that kind of gets confusing with KK's Priest a little bit, even though it's 2 different genres of music, but still.
you want to go first on this, Wayne?
I started it.
Okay, Greg, you first.
Well, yeah, they should be allowed. I mean, let's not get fucking fascist about it, but should they? Probably fucking not most of the time. I mean, Jeff Tate's Queensryche, that's just fucking ridiculous. He could tour under his own name and people would know who he is. That's the thing about
Right.
most of this. I just see it as them trying to latch on, to help sales of an album or boost a tour. I see it as lazy, and I
Right.
wish they wouldn't. But if they're going to, oh well. But there's a distinct lack of creativity.
Hmm. I was trying to think, like, what other bands were there? I mean, I know that now you got KK's Priest. There was a Quiet Riot, right, at one point.
But I mean, I
Or
I
am
like what
thinking of,
Venom Inc. did, and I understand their point behind doing that.
Yeah. What was the other one? Rhapsody. I mean, Rhapsody started as Rhapsody, then they turned to Rhapsody of Fire. Then there's Luca Turilli's Rhapsody, and then there's Luca Turilli and Fabio Leone's Rhapsody. There's a bunch of other ones too. God, it was a more recent one. Great White. Am I thinking of Great White? Did they
There's
do one?
Jack Russell's Great White. Yeah.
Jack Russell's Great White.
There was also Steve Riley's LA Guns.
Why do you have to start calling it Jack Russell's Great White? Did he get into some sort of rights battle with the fucking pool cleaning service?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Maybe he is legally allowed to use the name Jack Russell's Great White. So
Yeah, because it's Jack Russell. But it's stupid, I don't know. I think I understand why they do it. Like you say, Greg. I get why they do it because they have you're not going to know this person. I mean, most people don't give a shit about the band members. Honestly, they just care about the name of the band and the music. You know?
Yeah, and like with Venom Inc., they're one I would give an exception because Jeff Dunn Montas was always there, always keeping it going, except for what is it? Calm Before the Storm. Kronos is the only original member on that one. But then, Montas came back with Tony Dolan and they had the Demolition Man era. So if they're not going to let him use the Venom name, I'm fine with him using Venom Inc. I don't particularly care for the name, but that's one where the circumstances I feel okay about.
Yeah. Ralph VR says he loves KK, but not having Les Binks is the biggest bait and switch in metal history.
Yes,
Agreed.
it is. That's a good way to put it, Ralph. I felt cheated when I found out. Because didn't they record like a teaser song
I don't know.
or a clip of something?
It might have been like
Something.
when they first announced it. They might have
Yeah.
been something.
They posted a performance of it was KK, Ripper, Les on drums,
Yes.
Dave Ellefson on bass, and
Okay.
another guitar player. It might be one of the guitarists in the band right now. So yeah, they just posted video footage from the concert that they performed at the Steel Mill. But
That's what it was.
yeah, it wasn't a new song or anything. I don't.
No,
I
I
mean,
knew it wasn't a new song.
I mean, look, in the end, what's in a name? But at the same time, though, you didn't see Ace Frehley form Ace's Kiss. He formed
Right.
Frehley's Comet.
Right.
And when Kai left Halloween, he didn't try to form Halloween 2. He formed Gamma Ray.
Mhm.
I think that it's good to carry on the legacy of what you did before, but tread your own path. Like, sorry, Jeff, you're not in Queensryche anymore. And Scott Rockefeld, I don't know if you're in Queensryche anymore,
Oh yeah, that was another one. Oh my god.
but calling it Scott
Queensryches.
Rockefeld's Queensryche, I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ, how much can you screw the fans over with that?
Yeah. Yeah,
That sounds like a fucking Vegas after show.
It's Scott Rockefeld's Queensryche live at the
Thursday night.
Tropicana.
What else we got? Oh, Hank Sherman did Fate after he left Merciful Fate.
Yeah, but
Yep.
I could let that
That's some
go.
Devil Dozer.
I mean,
I know, but still, he's still using
Yeah,
a name that's
you
associated.
it was
know,
a different music though.
see, I was gonna say that one I can kind of let it go because it's Hank Sherman and he just took Fate. But what I didn't like about that is
Just
it
so right.
totally tricks you into listening to that fucking record, and it's got nothing to do with Merciful Fate.
I don't know if I should repeat Ralph's comment here
What did he say?
What did he say?
because Louis said Gamma Ray and he said Ramagay.
Hey Ralph, come on and love me.
Oh, Jesus.
Speaking of Kiss, by the way, they're doing their Las Vegas residency now
Again?
again in December.
Greg.
Well, it's not Scott Rockenfeld, but it's definitely old and Jewish enough to go right along with Lawrence Welk.
Oh. And now we have a wonderful drum solo played by Scott Rockefeller, and I will join him, and there'll be plenty bubbles.
Because Gene's bald too. They could have him come out dressed like Don Rickles, tell a couple dirty jokes.
Hey, hockey puck, how's your wife? I hope you go home, make love to your wife, and she enjoys it.
But that's crazy, now they're doing another tour on top of a tour that they're still kind of doing. They're
This end of the road
The
tour is the
road.
biggest scam in fucking music history.
it should be called Almost the End of the Road. We're
At,
almost
least,
gonna
at,
retire.
at least on the original farewell tour, that was the last time the
Mhm.
original band has ever played together, and I saw that. So
Yeah.
Me too.
I saw that one too. We all know that story already.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, just going back to this thing with the band names thing. I mean, like I said before, it confuses fans, I think, and I just wish the old band members would just be a little bit more creative, and come up with a name. I understand why they use it because they gotta have something to the fans will notice, but I think it just confuses people more. And
They need to tap into that Dave Mustaine
Something.
rage
something.
and just
Eh.
say "fuck those guys" and do something completely different.
Yeah. But see, but he did it and it didn't work. He needs that name. And even and I know Ralph here hates this guy. What's his name from Smashing Pumpkins?
Billy Corgan.
Yeah. When he went and did Zwan and even his own solo stuff, nobody gave a shit. So he went back to Smashing Pumpkins.
Well, I mean, Dave Mustaine, Billy Corgan. That's not.
Yeah, I know, I know, but still. And Ralph commands us, all three of us, to be in Nashville next year for Rockin' Pod. And yeah, we will like that to happen. I think it will.
Yeah.
I am too.
So, because we need to meet some people
Yeah,
that
that should
are
work
in
out.
our, in our field of what we do here.
No, definitely. I'm just thinking because I'm moving right around then. But
Yeah, and you'll be closer too.
Yeah, I'm personally dying to meet Chris and Aaron from Decibel Geek because those two guys are the ones that they do this every year. I mean, they live in Nashville. Rocket Pod, that's their thing. So and Chris Sinzak, I speak to him on Facebook every now and then. He's a very nice guy. So let's make 2022 the year that Rat Salad Review makes it to Rockin' Pod. So
Yeah, I just won't go into the same hotel room with Ralph and Ian, because I saw some pictures and of some people that I talked to a little bit, and they're still not doing too well.
by the way, Bushy, get well soon.
Yeah,
Bushy had his head over the toilet, puking into it while still giving the metal horns. It's very metal.
And yeah, Lee Grossman doesn't seem to be doing too well either. So I don't know what they did to him.
Question is, what didn't they do to Lee Grossman?
God knows. But I don't know. I guess that's it for today's show. It's pretty quick. Anything else?
There's one thing I wanted to add, though. It really just all depends on ownership.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever owns the name, like Sepultura. Maybe that's a bad example because Max formed it with Igor, but none of the members of Sepultura today are original members.
No,
None of them. So it really,
is Andreas still in the band?
Yes, but Andreas
so.
was not an original member.
No, I'm not saying he was, but he has been there since Schizophrenia, and he was very instrumental in change. As much as I love Bestial Devastation and Morbid Visions, Andreas and his sense of melody and the way he wrote music definitely pushed Sepultura to that next level and helped enable, not to discount what the Cavalera brothers did, but Andreas, I would say, is very, very important as Sepultura. And I don't know, that's kind of a tough one because you have the originators, but it's not like the band dissolved completely and he just reformed it and took the name. They continued on without the Cavaleras who chose to. Well, there's a lot that goes into that, and we could talk about the whole Sepultura thing for hours. At least I could, but I don't really want to get into that tonight.
No, that should definitely be something we kind of work on, actually, because that is a good story, I think. And Raphael
that would actually
Tupac.
What about Tupac?
No, it's Ralph says supple Tupac.
Supple Tupac. I like Derek.
I do too. I don't mind. New album's pretty cool. What were you saying, Greg?
I was gonna say that could be a pretty good continuing series.
Yeah, definitely.
Sepultura.
Yeah. Now, would you like to go through the whole discography? Or you want to drop off at a certain point?
No, I'd do the whole discography where I don't have the most pleasant things to say about some of the newest stuff.
Yeah,
or Roots, really. But Roots, while it's not one of my favorite albums personally, does have a lot of merit to it, but it's not exactly how I like my Sepultura. But we will get to that when we get to it, because I have very complicated feelings regarding that record.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I remember hearing that for the first time. Interesting. It's some kind of Sepultura related news. The guitarist from Soulfly
Mark
actually
Rizzo.
was he was kicked out of the band, or he
Hmm.
left. Did he leave or he got kicked out?
Complicated story. Mark
Yeah.
states that since the pandemic started, not one royalty, not one phone call, not one anything from Max and Gloria. Stated that well, he had to find a job to make ends meet because they weren't sending him anything. So he just kind of said, fuck it, I've had it. And now is this war of attrition, I guess you could say, between Max and Gloria's camp and Mark Rizzo. Personally, I think Mark Rizzo is a sick guitar player. I'm glad that he moved his way from El Nino to Soulfly and really got to showcase his talent rather than just playing 2 chords per song in El Nino. But who said that? And I think he's gonna be fine. He's a great talent. So
Yeah. He's already working on his solo stuff. So
mhm.
I'm not a fan of Soulfly at all. But I read that news and seeing that there's so much actually news about it, it must be a pretty big deal. So
Yeah.
They
I
were
did-
important for what they are, but I don't care for them.
yeah.
I did see them in concert, and they did, they were really good live.
Mm.
That was during not during the Primitive era. It was the album after Primitive, so it was the one that came out in 2002. I forget what it was called.
I saw
but-
him on that same tour. I can picture the album cover, but I don't remember what it's called either.
Right.
Whoops.
It wasn't Prophecy. It was the album before Prophecy. Dark
Yeah,
Days? No, regardless, Max definitely knows how to liven a crowd up. I'll give him that much. But I don't know where he's going to find a better guitar player than Mark Rizzo, especially one as loyal as he was. He was in the band for like almost
Yeah.
18
Do you
years.
see who's taking his place for the tour?
Is it Dino Cazares of Fear Factory?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I have no comment. I mean, I love Fear Factory, but I mean, how are you going to pull off Fear Factory without Burton on vocals anymore? How?
I don't know. That band is only Dino, and everything else is computerized. So I think he's going to figure out a way to have vocals come through a computer.
yeah. Right.
It's all going to be processed vocals. It's not going to be real.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be one machine.
Speaking of one-man bands, I'd like to give a big congratulations to Images of Eden, who just wrapped up a week of tour dates with Ingrid Malmsteen in Texas.
Mm.
And they just got the John 5 Ingve tour for the fall. So good for them.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
All right, cool. And since you mentioned, yeah, anything else
Cool.
before I go?
No.
Okay. Our friends, Timeless Haunt, they are looking to add an extra guitarist to their band. So if anybody is in the PA area and you play guitar, you have to be good and you have to have some kind of feel for your guitar, not just play one notes and be in 4 other bands or whatever. You have to be a very well-rounded guitar player. If you have any interest, please let us know or go to Timeless Haunt's Facebook page or a website and let them know, because they're looking for another guitarist. So it'd be pretty
Yes.
cool to hear them, with 2 guitarists would be pretty cool. And Devil Dozer says,
I like
God,
the
I
idea.
hate Roots. Yeah, it will be a good idea, especially when they play live, because they seem to be playing live more often.
Yeah, Devil Dozer there.
Yeah.
I gotta agree with you, and where I say I'm conflicted about it is because I recognize how important the different things about it are, like with the tribal music and different elements like that. But yeah, I really don't like that record.
I just got into them when that came out. I listened to Chaos AD first, but then Roots came out like right after I started getting into that other album, and I didn't mind it too much because I really didn't know too much about Sepultura at the time. But going back in the catalog, it is like one of the weaker links, but I don't think it's that bad. I like it.
It was right for the time. It broke
Right.
them commercially. So
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah,
Anything
it did
else?
what it was supposed to do.
Exactly. Anything else, Lou? Where can we find your show? I mean, you have a new episode that was just out, which was who was that guitar player again?
John Witten of Shockwire.
Yeah, very
Yes,
funny guy.
I found him on Instagram, and what exposed me to him was I was just looking up guitar stuff on Instagram, my hashtag guitar, and all of a sudden he comes up, and it was one of his normal speed slow motion videos. So he plays a shredding lick for normal speed. Then it goes now slow motion. And then as he's playing, you can hear the voiceover go doodly doodly skibbity bop and hell yeah, brother. And I just lost it because I thought it was ridiculously funny. Spoke with him and found out that he was the guitar player in the band Super Quest, which was this group in Canada who from 2014 to about 2018 were releasing these funny how-to metal instruction videos. And I remember seeing the how to black metal thing, which I posted the video and audio from it in my interview with him. And we hit it off, just a great guy and a great musician, a great talent. I wish him all the best. And like I was happy to have him on the show.
He's a very cool guy. Very funny interview too. Very interesting.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Very funny. I had to manipulate the audio during many parts of the interview.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It's funny because he mentioned he was a fan of like Daffy Duck cartoons and things like that. And I was just like, wow, I could have seriously I thought he was really influenced by Bobcat Goldthwait, but no, he didn't even bring him up once. So,
yeah.
That's why it's good never to assume people.
Yeah. Devil Dozer said he apologizes. He's doing dishes and he got Dawn soap all over his screen on his phone.
So he got us wet. No.
Well, at least you didn't want to get your hands dirty. You just want to get soaking wet. Where can we find your podcast?
musicislivepodcast.com. And as always, I'm spreading the good word of ratsalereview.com.
That's right. I'm glad to see my money is working with you.
Yep, I just got my first royalty. A hay penny.
Hey, Penny.
I was
Gonna have some more.
Those are worth something. Greg, anything else?
Half a penny.
Nope. That's it for this week. Although them little album versus album things you've been posting with the pictures with the CDs, we should definitely talk about those two forbidden records sometime soon.
We have though.
Yeah,
We
I kind
talked
of
about Twisted into Form. Yeah, you weren't. I don't think you were. No, actually, yeah, it was when some other guy we had on the show was on, and we did that with Unknown from Timeless One. Actually,
that's right. I didn't. Or wait, yeah, didn't?
Yeah, you were supposed to be on. You had something going on.
Yeah, that's right. Damn it, I missed it. Well, whatever. I want to talk about it.
We could always do them.
And
What the hell's the difference?
And I finally just got the Under One flag pressings of them on one.
Ah, very cool.
One of the coolest looking record labels ever.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that one. ratsalereview.com. And also too, we've been working with MOG Records, MOG Records. They're a record company from Brazil.
Oh yes.
Yes, very cool guy.
I want to talk to him so bad.
Why? Oh, because of the
I love
Mutilator. Yeah. He actually was not in Mutilator. I got a little confused, but he's in a band now with a guy who was in Mutilator. So
I knew that, but the scene and everything.
Yeah, no, it's he's gonna cut. I talked to him. He's gonna get the other guy on the show too. So we'll get that.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, we've been working a lot with him. Oh my god, I'm gonna forget how to pronounce.
And that'll tie into Sepultura too, because it's all Brazil.
That will tie into Sepultura. So
sweet! I can talk about Sarcophago for once, and somebody will actually know what I'm talking about.
He just might. Yeah, Mauricio Atala, a very cool guy. We've been working with him, and so go to their Instagram. I think they're on Facebook too, but they mostly do stuff on Instagram. And actually, they do interviews and stuff too. But I think it's at MOG Records 666. So please follow them. Tell them we sent you because we're going to be working with them and doing a lot of stuff. So it'll be a lot of fun. Like I said before, ratsalereview.com. Please subscribe and please, again, check out. I'll put a link under the description here, or GoFundMe for our friend Eric Adams, his mother, and even Ralph Vier. He's helping us out too. And again, thank you, Ralph, very much. Really appreciate that. But if you can donate anything, you can come on our show. Yeah, give us albums to review or talk about whatever.
Go Ralph, donate. Make us battle 2 Lionel Richie albums. I fucking
something. Just let us do something
and give to a good cause.
Exactly. Exactly.
A big shout out to my friends Asan Chowdhury and Johnny Fila of To the Pain, who donated in the past week. Thank you guys.
Oh yes, very, very much. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it, and she needs all the help because she really needs that home health aide or whatever, the nurse or whatever, because she just she can't really get around much. So, and Eric needs to really he needs a lot of help. So
And just so you
Thank
know,
you.
he's not resting on his laurels either. He's working hard to
Right,
try
right.
to like help pay for this
Yep.
people. So
yeah,
you know,
he needs all the help.
we have no problem helping those who help themselves. So it's all good.
Exactly. And me and Lou have been friends with him for so many, like 20 something years. So
At this
it's-
point, 2 decades, yeah.
yeah. So it's not like somebody we don't know and just out of the blue. He actually needs help and we do know him. So
Hmm.
it's going towards a good cause. So
And just so
again,
you know, we donated too. So
Yeah.
we're not asking people to do anything that we didn't do. So
yeah, exactly. So again,
Correct.
thank you all who have donated. And if you haven't, if you can't, it's okay. I understand. No big deal. But for those who have
Yeah.
donated, we really appreciate it. And that's
it's
it.
tough times for everyone, man. But
Exactly. Yep. And and it's just going to get worse. So, but we appreciate everybody and thank you again for watching the show. Thanks for joining in the chat. We love having all these comments in there because it helps enhance the show a little bit too. So I love that. So I'm glad to have this show live now again, like we used to do back in the old days, right, Greg?
Yep.
Right. All right, guys. Thank you again, and we will see you guys next week.
Buenos nachos.
Later.
Bye. All right.